Hello everyone, this is Rayce Robinson, your favorite Florida mortgage broker, and these are your real estate numbers for March of 2024, which really covered till the end of February of 2024. They come out in March. I know sometimes that can be confusing. So we want to look at, are we getting any big changes? And the answer actually is yes. We've been looking at this inventory going a little bit up, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. And will that continue? Because at some point we actually get into a buyer's market. And there are some areas in Florida, say for instance Punta Gorda, that actually have had inventory increase so much that it is kind of in a buyer's market at this point, which has been a long time since I've been able to say that. Now, these are the numbers here for Central Florida. Remember, every market is local, every market's different. So let's jump into the numbers here. So I'd like to key in on a few numbers here. So look at inventory. This time last year, there were 5,555 homes on the market, 5555. Right now, there's 8,589. That's a 54% increase. That is definitely substantial. And even from January to February, we've had a jump up of 4.5%. So that means that inventory has continued to increase. And why? It's obvious. We got rates up to 8%. The real question is, did we get any big changes in the amount of listings actually coming on the market because sellers are maybe in distress or they're trying to sell their homes for whatever reasons? And the answer is not really, because if you look at new listings, they're not really going up that much for this time of the year. They're up 7.8%. So new listings are coming on the market because there are sellers that always need to sell. And then when you've got demand being lower because rates are higher, that actually increases that inventory up. But the other thing everyone always wants to know, and me too, is what's going on with prices. So if you look at February of last year, even with the Fed trying to raise rates to 8%, or almost accomplishing raising rates to 8%, median price still went up 5.3%. Even since last month, it's went up from 360 to 377, another 4.7%. So yes, even though, and these are numbers I like to look at, months of supply has went to about 3.95 months currently, meaning that there's 4 months of inventory based on the current sales that happen every month. They say 4 to 6 months is a buyer's market. We still have median price going up. And I would say if you were out there looking for a home right now, it still feels like a seller's market. And why is that? A great reason is if you look here at this quote from Jerome Powell, testifying in front of Congress, he says, once mortgage rates normalize, we'll still be left with a housing shortage. As rates come down and that all goes through the economy, we're still going to be back in a place where we don't have enough housing. I like to show this chart in Florida, which shows that this 8,715 homes on the market, but this is before, these are pre-pandemic levels. We were averaging over 10,000 homes on the market. So even with rates at 8%, we still haven't really got a meaningful amount of inventory, because what Powell is saying there, and Jerome Powell's the head of the Fed, that rates are likely to fall throughout this year. No one knows how fast, that's a debate. But no one's predicting higher rates. Everybody's predicting lower rates at some point this year. He's noticing that the inventory is going to go down very quickly. And as buyers get pushed in the market, one, because of lower rates, two, because there's so many special programs. If you are a home buyer, man, you do not want to miss the boat right now, because Hometown People's coming back. That's like a down payment assistance program. There's bond programs. There's all these things right now we can help buyers. And sellers are more flexible right now. So that's where it's a little more balanced. But as soon as rates fall, that's going to push a lot of buyers in the market. And like Jerome Powell's saying, you're likely to see that inventory get sucked up very quickly. So let's run down all the numbers here. So the average rate in February was 6.5%. We're going to look at rates for just a second, because rates have shot back up. 8,589 total homes on the market. 5,957 single-family homes of that 8,589, 1,693 condos, 939 townhomes. If you notice, sales closed have went up, which makes sense this time of the year, and that trend is likely to continue. And if rates do start falling, this will continue to increase as far as sales, and then days on market up to 60 days. So that is, again, a substantial jump up on days on market. Now, as far as distressed sales, I always like to kind of look and see if there's anything going on there. You can see last month we had 25 distressed home sales. They accounted for 1.1 of all home sales in February. That's a 13.6% increase, which is an increase. 13.6% sounds like a lot, but again, I use this example all the time. If you have something that's really low, any increase is going to be big. If you have 1 penny and now you have 2 pennies, you've got double, right? So, but the foreclosures and people in financial trouble as far as housing, it's really not that big of a deal because people have so much equity, and that's what's really holding that supply up. As always, is people have so much equity, but they've got really low rates, and if they go out and buy another house, they're going to be doing a much higher rate. So what's likely to happen from here on out? Well, again, let's look at rates for just a second because that always kind of dictates what's going on in the market. These are kind of your 30-year interest rates. You can see we hit this 8%, went all the way down to like 6.5 almost, all the way back up to 7, and then it's dropped a little bit. But it's kind of, rates have been in that low 7 to high 6 range for a long time. So here's how this rest of the year is likely to play out. Some point rates will fall, I think more towards the end of the year now. This is going to be the golden opportunity if you're a first-time home buyer, because there's not as much competition and there are a lot of incentives out there right now, which I would take advantage of. As that demand goes up, that inventory will go down. The people that have really low rates probably still won't be listing their homes on the market. And I think you're going to get the normal 3 to 5% appreciation, which is pretty normal in a market, but it means if you wait, you're only paying more later, even if payments drop. I always say higher rates is an entry point into a less competitive market, and when you're a first-time home buyer, that's a big deal. So if you're a homeowner, it's actually good. Your house is appreciating at 3 to 5% a year, even when rates are high. Don't expect that to change anytime soon. There's reports saying that we could get back up to 7 million transactions over the next few years. We got all the way under 4 million. So all that's great news for the housing market. Remember, it's impossible to time the real estate market. Buy when you're ready, when it makes sense. If you want to find out if you're ready, reach out to me. I'd love to help. This is Rayce Robinson, your favorite Florida mortgage broker. And as more information becomes available that moves the market, as always, I'm going to cover it right here. Have a great day, great week. And you know what? I'll talk to you soon.